I have been a Miku fan since 2014, and ever since then, I've always found different Miku songs to be so popular and some of my favorites over the past couple of years since I've known about Miku. And I remember watching and listening to all of her songs when I was walking through all the hallways throughout my high school days. I've always been in love with Miku songs specifically, and when I'm talking about my top 5 favorite Miku songs today, it's not to say that any other songs are not good enough. These are just songs that I've held on to since my early days of high school, so that is why they are my top 5 favorite for a reason. I always tried listening to songs that were from the early 2010s, and I spent a lot of time thinking about this list because I know some people would probably get a little agitated towards my picks because they're not more modern. But what I will do is notate honorable mentions in this video that I really wanted to put on my top 5 Miku songs, but I just couldn't. I will definitely show that off at the end, just some honorable mentions, like I said before, that weren't able to make it into this list, not because they weren't good enough, but because I just didn't have enough room. Obviously, I can only pick top 5, but I still think they're pretty good as they are. But definitely let me know your guys' top 5 favorite Miku songs, or even Vocaloid songs to be exact. Just as a hint for these top 5 Miku songs, one of these songs made an appearance at the current Miku Expo that just happened in 2024, so take that with a grain of salt. And I would like to say that most of these songs, the more higher we go up the tier list, you'll notice a pattern. So starting off with number 5, we have Age Age Again. Yes, this is one of my top favorite Miku songs for a reason. I just like the way she's tuned. With this song in particular, she's talking about, the feelings of every single day and falling in love with the idea of music, saying, hey, I love you, let's dance together, let's just have fun. And that's pretty much the premise of the song. And I also love this one part where Miku goes, "Ow!" or something like that. There's like one part of the song, I don't know if I would get copyrighted if I play that one part of the song. She does like this high-pitched note, and the tuning in this particular song is very cutesy. Not many Miku songs do that kind of cutesy effect to her tuning, which I find to be very cool. And obviously it's produced by Michi M, which is renowned in the Vocaloid scene. And Michi M does this in particularly where the tuning has like a whistle to it almost. That's how I view it. I know other people view it differently. I would like to say that Age Again is one of those songs that is tuned in a very uniquely way, and hence why I actually genuinely love the song. It always brings my mood up, and I remember particularly with this song that I remember listening to it right before I took an algebra test back in high school, and I kid you not, I aced the entire test, and I had not known anything about what the questions were asking. So that just goes to prove that Miku songs can just bring out this giga chat in you that can just blast your freaking IQ up to 1,000,000. I don't know how, but it just did. With that being said, let's move on to my number 4th. With this 4th place, I wanted to go back in the past because this song is kind of old. It has over 3 million views on YouTube, but I would like to say that this song makes me feel differently in comparisons to all the others. Like all these songs that I'm choosing make me feel different things because they are distinctly unique from one another. But this song in particular puts me in a mood that I would like to say is a very calm state of mind. And I would like to say that my top 4th Miku song is Electric Angel. There's no doubt about it that I was gonna put this in my top 5 at least, even if it wasn't the top 3, because it's just a song that speaks to me. But not only that, but I FC'd the song in Project Diva, which is an easy song to do on hard, especially if you're trying to FC it. But it's sort of like traumatizing in a sense, but it's one of those songs that is so addictive to listen to. You can listen to it forever, and it just hits so well. It puts you in like this space sort of feel that not many songs can do. Yasuo does super well with this song. The tuning is very unique as well. It has more of this early 2000s feel. It's like this feeling that you get from it has been lost to time because not many Miku songs do this kind of tuning with this kind of Miku like they used to. I'm not saying that any of the new Miku songs are bad. I just feel like Hatsune Miku is evolving, and this was like one of her early stages of evolution. It's one that will always be encapsulated like a good time capsule that you can just open up again and be like, damn, that sounds good. My god, the nostalgia, you get goosebumps off of it, you know? It goes to talk about, you know, how Hatsune Miku is like this program. It's described in the song that, you know, was created to be alone, but provides so many good vibes to many people. She literally goes to say that, I love the time I spend with you because it warms me. Nothing can be created alone, so you gave me this song. Since that day, my heart has been filled with you. It's more of like the producers that decided these lyrics, but in a sense, Yasuo is basically saying that, hey, Hatsune Miku wants love too. She gets this love from performing all these songs for her viewers. I've talked about it in another Miku video where I go to say, you know, how Miku is pure and can provide world peace in a sense, but it's such a good feeling that you know that this entity, Miku, is untouchable and she can be expressed in many ways, and this is what makes this song very dear to me, is the fact that, you know, Miku's saying that you just listening to my song fills my heart with joy while dancing to this very good instrumental, very unique one at that. I just love the sound of it. That was a very bad rendition of it, but it's just it stays in my head. Your love alone warms my heart, and that's what Miku goes on to explain. So this is me moving on to my top 3 favorite Miku songs of all time, and going into my top 3, I would like to do some honorable mentions. First being I Know Mother Goose. I Know Mother Goose is a song created by Wowaka himself, the legend. May he rest in peace. Thank you, Wowaka. But my god, I Know Mother Goose is such a good song. And I would like to say Catch the Wave is another good one. That one makes me feel similar to Age Again, which is one of the songs just make you happy. Let's dance, you know. I've seen it live by Livetune myself, and it's one of those songs that is just so good to enjoy with the crowd, and it's pure, it's golden. Another song that I would like to mention is 10,000 Stars. 10,000 Stars put me in such a badass sort of feeling, like, yeah, I got everything, I'm gonna rule the world. I don't know how to make more sense of it than just that feeling of feeling like a badass, but yeah, excuse my language. I love that song so much. Another song that I did get to experience live was Magical Cure Love Shot. My god, the Miku beam is just pure. It's what a modern Miku good song sounds like. Not to say that any of the other modern Miku songs are bad. No, they are good in their own rights. Everyone produces Miku in a different way, and you know, this is just one that made you feel like you're going back in the past, but in a modern sort of feeling way. My final honorable mention that I wanted to put on this video was Two-Faced Lovers, another song by Wowaka. Like I already mentioned 2 different Wowaka songs from the same album, so that just goes to show how big of an impact Wowaka had on the Vocaloid fan base as a whole. But moving on to my top 3, I know I held it on for quite some time, but my 3rd place is one that I got to experience live at my first Miku Expo, which was this past 2024 Expo. And I don't care if it was a hologram or not, because this song helped me through so much. It's one of those songs that picked me back up when I felt like there was no hope. You know, I actually cried to this song when it was played at the Miku Expo, and I was not expecting it at all. But it's 2018's themed for Miku Expo 2018, Decade. Decade by Dixie Flatline is one song that, you know, I not only cried to, but I was like, oh my god, it's happening. This one literally put my heart like in a different place. Like I felt like my soul was coming out of my body. This song in particular is one that makes me feel so loved, in a sense. Words can't even describe my love for it. You know, just reading through some of the lyrics here, a light flashes on old photographs, the scent of the city, the smile on your face, the early days are still vivid. Please remember, you and I, we've been running together. Watch over me. I'll sing here for this decade to come. As long as your voice reaches me, I'll be singing in my corner of this planet. Like these lyrics speak to me in such a way that it just makes me feel like I'm not alone. And I know that sounds kind of depressing to say that, but you see the smile on my face. I'm not sad whatsoever. I feel like my heart has been filled with joy, laughter, and love, and if platonic love at that. Miku saying that fighting alone in painful times, you held up the lamp through the dark roads. Like, those lyrics make me feel like we've all had hardships in life, but we've still gotten through it together. And that's what this song really makes me feel, like we're winning this war against ourselves. We should be proud of those things. There's no better way to explain this song other than that. And hearing it live at the 2024 Expo was so freaking surreal. Moving on to my second place in my top 5 Miku songs of all time, I would like to say that this song in particular was one that, like I said in my top 3, it took a lot for me to think about this song. And I would like to say that this song puts me in another badass feeling, but in a way that it almost reminds me of Linkin Park in a sense. I remember listening to this song, especially when I was in a marching band at the time. I would always be going to my rehearsals and I would always listen to this song way back then. And it was like one of those songs that put me in such a good feeling, but also in a feeling that, my God, I'm so tired. I don't want to do this anymore. So the song I am referring to is one I am proud to say is my second place, is Ghost Rule by Deco27. Deco27 is a definitive legend in the Vocaloid scene. He is a staple of what Vocaloid Miku is good for. I'm putting it very lightly right now, but this guy has so many songs, a library full of songs. I would say he's like second place to Wawaka kind of level. And if you think otherwise, I don't know what to say. Ghost Rule is one of the songs that talks about how your whole character is just a lie, that, you know, you feel like you're falling apart, so you shouldn't have people come towards you and try to empathize with you. It just hurts so much that you cannot think about what could be better for you in the long run. It's very sad to say that, because this song, like I said, is one that reminds me of Linkin Park in a sense, because Linkin Park, they make beauty out of the chaos. The lyrics speak to themselves. The bad thing about regret is that you start to realize that if you can fool someone completely, then you're innocent, quote unquote. Choosing to act cowardly unfairly? No big deal. A prayer or two can take care of that. That affected talkativeness of mine, just digging my own grave, burning myself out. That sense of guilt, beholding like this for how long? It's all going great, even if it's just me acting like the victim. This goes to show that there have always been these things that I've seen growing up in high school and, you know, after high school, seeing all the things and becoming an adult that I've seen where people weaponize mental health. And this sort of makes me feel like Ghost Rule is saying that, you know, just because you're going through these things, it shouldn't be like something that you should put onto others because you just don't know how to deal with it. Choosing to act cowardly unfairly, I just read the lyrics, like seriously, it's about someone being self-deprecated in a way that they just think that there's no hope. Just the past song, Decade, was talking about hope, having light in the dark, but this one's just the complete opposite. It's saying that there's no hope for me, I'm just a shell of what I was. It's saying that, hey, I need some room to grow. But it's one of those songs that I would really love to hear live at a Miku Expo. I know it's been played at different Miku Expos, but it's one of those songs that helped me through a lot too. We've all been through these situations where we feel self-deprecated, self-loathing, and Ghost Rule is one of those songs that puts you in a place where you have to be the one to figure it out on your own. And that's what my top number 1 favorite song is going to be talking about, which is Rolling Girl by Wawaka. It's no surprise that Rolling Girl is my top favorite Vocaloid song of all time. It's carried me through so many different things, even at my lowest points, even during my attempts. It's one of those songs that a lot of people can relate to. It's one of those songs that I'm pretty sure Wawaka knew when he was writing it that would help other people, because it is a song that you can relate with no matter what situation you are in, no matter the level of situation you are in. It's a song about trying to figure yourself out and understand that you're not perfect. You're always going to be making mistakes. Wawaka goes on to say, "A lonely girl mutters that I'm fine," she says. Having words failed her, a failure, obsessing over her mistakes, making everything spin again. One more time, I'll roll along again today. The girl said, breathing life into her words, "How about now?" "No, not yet. We still can't see what's ahead. Hold your breath for now." You know, you're just holding on to it. You're holding on to these mistakes. You're holding on to the fact that you're not perfect. Waka explains that in this song that you can hold on to those things. You need to face them eventually. The reason why he says it's okay to face it eventually and hold on to it for now is because we need a moment to face that when we're most comfortable, and that's okay. You know, this is one of those songs that I would really love to hear live. I envy all of the people that got to hear it at the London Miku Expo back in 2020, right before the pandemic ever happened. It's about eventually giving up your fight. That kind of lyric, it hurts a lot because, like Waka says, she mutters, "I'm fine," but the world's failed her, not caring how it ends. An upward climb that invites mistake. Because when you're in your most vulnerable, you don't realize what you do. You know not what you do. So eventually it just ends because you gave up. It's hard to say that, you know, this song means a lot to me. There's nothing more to say about that, but I would definitely love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Definitely let me know in the comments of what you guys thought of my top 5 favorite Miku songs. I would definitely love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. I have been Noble Oath, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, and peace.